Today I'm going to tell you what nobody tells you about turning 55. Thanks for joining me today on 55 and Counting. Well, if you're the type of person who, I guess, gets caught up in that thing like, oh, time's running out, you got to hurry things, or you're panicked about your pension, or you're panicked about, what's happening, or you're dealing with health issues or injuries or all these things, and you keep going, oh, my body's broken down, or my mind's broken down, or I'm running out of time, or you're stressing yourself over all these things. There is definitely something about turning 55 that is kind of enlightening. It's kind of, if you take the time to realize, hey, 55 is not that bad, you might actually find that you can find your path. You can get your new direction. You can turn things around in a positive way for yourself. And it's really not that hard. In fact, the less effort you put in, I feel like it's almost been easier to find my path. So, what is this thing that everyone never tells you about? And in fact, they go the opposite way. Um, it's it's something you have called wisdom, experience, and you already know what it is you like, what it is you want, and if you just take the time to recognize it, because the big obstacles for most of us are society tells us we have to do certain things. Certain people set rules that everyone else is supposed to follow. So if you're in their influence, they have expectations on you. And the only people that seem to not follow those are people who are, I guess, considered less desirable. So they get shunned or pushed out. Whereas this circle of people that control certain things um, tend to impose rules on everybody else, even if they're not following them themselves. And I I had one particular person in my past who had a lot of rules and judged everybody by these rules, and she did her best to, um, I, I guess, be like that person. But she spent her whole life being like this, and I don't know. Maybe she was happy. Maybe she's happy with the structure. Maybe it made her feel secure. Made it feel normal. Um, but she I guess spent a lifetime alone, and for some people that's not a good thing. But for this person, I don't know, maybe it was. And no, it's not my ex-wife. It's not my mother. So I'm not picking on anyone, you know, in a certain way. But what I've noticed since I've gone through my restructuring, reorganizing, kind of recalibrating, and starting life over is I couldn't do the same work I did before because I had difficulty doing it physically. Things have changed so much for me. I mean, obviously, since I was 20, things everyone knows when you're 20, things are so much easier than when you're older. But even into my mid 30s, I was able to achieve or do things that I'd done in the past. And in my 40s, I still felt like, if I just get myself in better shape and I keep going, I can achieve certain things and stay on track for, what I had imposed on myself is what I should be. Get closer to 50, and I went, okay, I need to make a change. I went back to school and I started recognizing, yeah, I need to find a path forward. But I kept doing things in the old way. It was like, okay, I got to do this. And I kept trying to impose myself into certain ideas or directions so that I could fit into the mold. And it didn't quite work out for me. And I'm not going to say that where I'm at now is going to work out 100%, but if I can stay healthy, stay focused, keep going forward, I think I found a path where everything is manageable right now. And I see a path forward where I can get to my next step, which is something I want to do, but I haven't tried to define it yet. I haven't tried to put myself in a box to say I'm going to do it this way, or, you know, or else, or push myself. And that doesn't mean I don't try. And there's a philosophy called Taoism that uses Wu Wei. It's a Chinese philosophy, and basically it's effortless action. So there was a Tom Cruise movie in the past where he went to Japan and then he learned how to be a samurai. And they talk about no mind, make things easy, do it over and over, get consistent. That makes you approach perfection. Even if you're not perfect, you keep trying to reach forward each time, and that helps you. So maybe I won't necessarily be perfect at what I'm doing, but I keep trying to be better. So as I move forward, I'm productive and allowing myself the option of doing what I do next. So I'm now doing something that I never thought I would be doing. Not that I looked down on it, but I just didn't really think it would be something I'd want to do. And I'm driving bus. And I'm actually fairly decent at driving, or I think I am. And I'm fairly relaxed in most situations, so traffic doesn't usually bother me. People on the bus don't really bother me in that sense. I'm comfortable being on the bus, and it looks like it's a good place for me to be from now going forward, or at least in the foreseeable future. And it's something I can build on, and I can put myself in a better situation for what I might do next. But I'm able to take care of myself and take care of what my future will be. And that's the really thing that nobody really talks about, is take your experience, take your knowledge, take what you have and build on it. And at 55, you have a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge you've built up in certain areas, and you got to maximize how you use that and maybe try and pick up a few more skills, as opposed to I got to push to be something that I maybe don't fit into that square peg in a round hole, and I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses or whatever it was in my brain. I don't know for me exactly what it was, but you might recognize it within yourself, where I was trying to fit into something that I didn't quite fit into. Now, does that mean that I'm not as good as the people who do fit into those holes? Well, maybe that is the case. I'm not going to say I'm better for doing this or I'm worse for doing it. The simple fact is, if I fail at doing something I'm not meant to do, I'm way worse off. Whereas if I succeed at something that I'm capable of doing and good at doing, I'm going to be way better off in the future, because I'm now stress-free to a certain extent. I'm positive. I'm moving forward. I can see myself in the future as to what I want to accomplish, and that changes really everything for me. And even if I'm not able to be as successful or successful at all in those other roles, it doesn't matter anymore, because I'm where I'm at and I'm where I'm able to succeed, or hopefully succeed going forward. And there's a lot more positive coming out of it. And in that case, I'll probably achieve that Wu Wei, where I keep pushing forward, trying to get better, reach for that perfection each step of the way. And it doesn't matter how good I am right now, if I'm good enough to do the job and I'm able to do the job and I'm comfortable doing the job and my stress is low and my management of my time in my life is easier, then what really happened is I took the time to find my way, my path, my way to go forward, and all that other stuff that was built up is gone. So when people are not, they're talking about 55, everything hurts and everything's this and everything sucks and everything, well, don't follow that path. Follow the path that's easiest for you, that's going to help you go forward, making a choice. And personally, I feel like I'm off to the right start now. So I hope you'll follow along. Next time, let's see here, I'm going to be talking about Uh, Starting over without burning everything down. I think that's a good choice, and I feel like I almost did burn everything down. It was very close, but I'm going to get into that in the next video. So I hope you'll click subscribe and like, follow along, and we'll see you for the next video.